currently you're at the Rayne Civic Center, Rayne Hamfest. This is the Lafayette Amateur Radio Association's annual event. We get amateur radio operators from literally, I used to say all over the state, but actually we pull people as far as Arizona, Texas, Mississippi, and Louisiana. This is kind of a giant swap meet. We have a lot of radio equipment here. We have a lot of vendors, both commercial vendors, such large companies as Kenwood, who manufactures some really fine radios. Yaesu is here. Several different companies that make amplifiers here, as well as a lot of smaller ham vendors that build different kinds of equipment and sell them here or trade them here. Like I said, it is a shopping giant swap meet for amateur radio, and this is actually the largest one on the Gulf Coast.
Well, this is the Rayne Hamfest, Rick. It's where a bunch of people like myself come to get all kinds of goodies, used, new, whatever.
Well, what we're doing here, we're demonstrating a lot of our different modes and abilities. Rick, ham radio, amateur radio, has come so far, most people think it's just Morse code. And actually, what we see now in amateur radio, it's moved to broadcast television. It's moved to digital, where we can literally do anything you can do on the internet. We do it without wires. We do it over radio waves, and literally can bounce those signals around the world. Also, out of the world. We actually have members that do what we call moon bounces, which actually bounce a radio signal off the moon and back to the Earth. There is a ham radio station aboard the International Space Station, and normally one of the astronauts aboard is a ham operator. And when the space station comes over the United States, they talk to hams on the ground. So depending on what band and frequency we're using, whether it bounces around the world or it leaves this world going to the moon or the space station, is just a change in frequencies for us. It's a hobby that goes well beyond qualification as a hobby. We are called upon in times of emergencies, whether it's a natural emergency or a man-made emergency. Hams can operate when all other communications fail. Good example, Hurricane Katrina down in New Orleans. It's not that everybody's communication system, the military, the police, the state police, failed. The fact was they could not talk to each other because they didn't have interlaced frequencies. Ham radios went in, they can talk to each other and transmit information to each other. Another good example of an emergency, Joplin, Missouri. F5 tornado went through there a number of years ago. Joplin, Missouri was off the air completely, no communications for 20 minutes because one amateur radio operator was able to get an antenna out and started directing emergency traffic to a city that was literally wiped off the face of the earth with an F5 tornado. This is what amateurs do. We're kind of like firemen that live in a city made of stone. We train a lot. We have days where we do emergency training, statewide and nationally, to prepare for emergencies. And we're there when we're called upon. So you got to remember something about ham. We don't need wires. We don't need phone lines. We don't need cell phones. We need our box, a piece of wire, and a car battery, and we can operate. A piece of wire and 100 watts and a car battery, I can make a contact anywhere in the world I want to. And nationwide in the case of an emergency. And that's where you see hams shine. The stories about hams that have saved people's lives over the years is just amazing. And that's what a lot of us really train for. We work with service organizations, Red Cross, Salvation Army, the various police departments, hospitals, where they have problems with communication, we can go in and communicate for them. They can use us as a communication tool when everything else doesn't work anymore.